This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Ready. Silver.
To throw is Wilson. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Watch the pass.
Here we go on 4th with Wilson. Flushed out right. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. 4 down.
Here's Travis Homer, the former Miami Hurricane. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Throwing is Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Mike 42, check. Mike 42. Right. Check. Fresno. Check 3.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He's got this one complete to John Ursua. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 27-yard line. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run with Marshawn Lynch. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And finding the tight end, Wilson. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it they're picking up the first down.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
Waiting.
42. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Look.
Check. 42.
Here's Wilson. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. The tight end, Luke Wilson, was the target. But it'll be second and goal.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Lynch, the lone man in the backfield now on second and goal. They get it to him running left. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Let's go, D.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Seahawks 7, Packers nothing.
He's 18.
On 2nd and 12, Rodgers. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A first down there on a pickup of 25. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage, because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they're bringing your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Open man is Allison, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 28. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. They go back to the ground with Jones. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to run with.
Now Jones. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A 9-yard touchdown run as they are now on the board here in the first half.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. A run here with Lynch. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
942.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And he's got Lockett. Wilson to Lockett there for the Seahawk first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Wilson's throw caught by Metcalf. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the game there. First down, the run with Lynch. Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Luke Wilson, 39 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. And that was just a fly route. There was no stop. He just went.
Yeah, and it was beautiful to watch because you have to set it up as you go along. Everyone knows he's fast, so you play him for that. That's the number one thing you want to take away. But as you go through a game, sometimes you vary the speed in which you come off the line of scrimmage and maybe start a little bit slower. get him to stop his feet a little bit as a defensive back, and then explode and go, as we saw there.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
27-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
6-man.
To throw, it's Rodgers. He's got the hook up to Lazard. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well.
319. 49. Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. Here, 399.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. CD, with that incompletion, let's talk AFC playoff picture. I think you and I agree that if you put together any sort of power rankings, we'd put Baltimore number 1, certainly in the AFC. But you look ahead to the playoffs getting started on January 4th. Who do you see as their main competitor for that Lamar Hunt trophy?
Well, tradition and us not wanting to be wrong dictates that we say New England next, and rightly so, because of the number of Lombardi trophies they've won, how they've always played at this time of year. But the bottom line to me is the prime contenders right now for Baltimore, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes has got it together, and the defense is playing better. And Buffalo really showed me something when they beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh on a Sunday night in Week 15.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back, huh? I-42.
One left.
Yeah, I got you.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
Packers 7.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. possession in the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll try to get something going with Marshawn Lynch. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Here's Wilson to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play and give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And all the way down to the 35. Trailing here in the third, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Now Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
They'll run it with Jones. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And that is going to be incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. With that incompletion, you know, Charles, one of the big storylines in the final few weeks of the season lies in the AFC South. Tennessee and Houston battling back and forth. Houston won round 1, week 15, a victory in Nashville. But which of those two teams do you think has the potential to go deeper in the playoffs?
Well, Tennessee just lost at home to Houston, and now we'll have to go on the road to play them again in Week 17. So I would say, on the surface, you would think Houston. They have the quarterback as well, and Deshaun Watson that scares everyone. But I'm picking Tennessee as
and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Montravius Adams picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Mike 42, check.
Wilson to throw on 3rd down. He'll find Metcalf. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf, 71 yards. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. but I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. It was first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Let's go! Let's go!
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Rodgers now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 13 yards, 1st down, Packers.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Rodgers now on 1st down. The connection made. It's Graham. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Tight guard, tight guard, tight. Gotta go, in and out, let's go.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson flush to his right. He's going to take off with it. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Watch the out, watch the out. Ball try. 42's the mic, boys, 42. 42's the mic. Watch the slats, watch the slats.
The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson. And this is caught. He hits more. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the 1st. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. They'll run this with Homer. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. The tackle made by Blake Martinez.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. The 10th carry of the game for Marshawn Lynch. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
It's 4th down.
Got it. Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. He goes full extension, and he's got it. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Every play is supposed to get a player's best effort, but on 4th down, that really increases the stakes, doesn't it? What about that catch?
Heck of an effort, picking up the first.
And now that team has to be motivated going forward. They just saw a great effort there. They want to make sure it pays off.
Here's Wilson. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Well, they'll try the sweep. It's Lockett with it, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. On 2nd down, Lynch. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more?
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Montravius Adams getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And Myers able to knock it through. And that will extend their lead even further. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
You got nothing.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. So the victory here for Seattle, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football.